Hey, it's Jason here from Fraser Valley Rose Farm. Well, it's been a while since I've made a video, but we've been busy getting our greenhouse and our plants ready for the season. So I thought I'd take you a quick video here to show you what's going on in our greenhouse and maybe show you a plant that I've been growing. I'm going to give you the quick version of the tour here. This side of the greenhouse here is our Overwintered Roses. These are the ones that we carried over from potting last year and are all coming out with leaves and ready for sale at the farmers market locally here. And this is the most organized they'll be for the season, sorted from A to Z. And then over here we have a selection of other shrubs and perennials and other plants that we've grown for market. And again, these are the carryover plants, the ones that were potted last year and are now ready for sale. Over on this side here is our newly potted roses. So these are ones that were taken primarily from semi-hardwood cuttings in last year's season, so somewhere between, I'm going to say between June and September, and were well rooted in their pots and are now up potted into gallon pots, again for sale later on this season or carry over into next season. And maybe I'll take you for a quick look over here on the seedling benches. And here I have some carryover cuttings from last year, but and again more roses in carryover cuttings. Some of these are just not ready, like not completely rooted to the outside of the pot yet, or they are well rooted, but I just didn't need quite so many potted, so I'm holding on to them. Here, I'm dearly hoping that the mist doesn't come on while I'm doing this, is a bunch of our seedlings from this year's seeding. So I started those off, starting about mid-February, and you can see some of them I've potted up already. And here's a second bench of them here. Got some cool stuff coming from this year. And this is our first potting of the year, 9-centimeter pottings of all of the stuff I've done from seed here. So you can see there's an acanthus that I did. That's limnanthes, that's a poached eggplant. And then just a whole bunch of other stuff that's done from seed. So I do want to show you one plant that I'm growing that I think is kind of interesting right now. So hang on, I'll get set up over here. Alright, here's one plant I wanted to show you just to highlight. We gather all sorts of plants here. I have no trouble being described as an indiscriminate plant collector. This plant is called Stachys affinis, or I guess the French name, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation here, is Crosne, or also called Chinese artichoke. And you can see it's not an artichoke. In fact, you can see by the look of it, it probably looks most like a mint. And that's the family it's in. You know that mints are vigorous spreaders. Well, this one is too. So I'm going to show you here. That was potted last year into a pot and just spread through the whole pot here. Now, as for it not being an artichoke of course is the flower bud of something in the aster family. This one here, what you would be eating for the edible portion is actually underground. It's an underground tuber. So I'll pull that open here. And actually, I'm going to struggle with this one here and make a bit of a mess. So here we go. So this is the root system of the Chinese artichoke, with all sorts of. And I will show you. This is the piece that you're looking for here. That is the Chinese artichoke, and it's just like a root tuber or that kind of thing, and washed up. It's kind of funny looking, has all these nodules and bumps on it. Almost looks like a grub or something like that. So I'm not going to say it's the most appetizing looking thing on earth, but interesting nonetheless. And to my unsophisticated palate, tastes just like bean sprouts. So I think the way you would serve that is in like a stir fry or that kind of thing. And you can see that as you dig through here, there's a ton of them. And in the garden, because it's so spready like that, you're going to end up with a big crop like that. In fact, probably what you'll do is if you left it in the ground, you'll never be rid of them. They'll just spread around and you'll never catch them all as you harvest it, so you'll just have a patch of this in the garden. A lot of people like this as a permaculture or a food plant. Me, I'm just a plant collector, so I enjoy having it for its interest level, and it's just kind of a cool thing. I don't eat it all that often, I have to admit. But, you know, cool plant, and I offer that at the farmer's market as well. So thanks for watching today, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those below the video.